Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Forgive me, my voice is very bad. I'm having a hard time. This allergy is my voice and my breathing is having some difficulty. So sometime some gaps here and there. So, Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki Guru Parampara ki jai. Braj Sanatan ki jai. So, the verse for today is 6.1.3. So, you can recite with me. Adharma lakshana nana narka cha nirmitha mantra cha vyakhya adya sambhu yadha. Maharaj asks, you have described various varieties of hellish life that resulted from impious activities. And activities, also you describe the activities of the first mantra, decided by Swambhu Manu. So, activities of Swambhu Manu is in Canto 4, activities of the Brahman, hellish planet, and the other planets in Canto 5. So he said, you have explained Priviti Marg, which is sense enjoyment, and the Nivritti Marg, spiritual realization or path of liberation. Please tell me how one can avoid going to the hellish planet. So the statement of today is how one can avoid going to the hellish planet. How one can avoid. So go to the hellish planet because we have committed some sins. So first understand difference between sin, offense, and wrongdoing. Sometimes devotees mix all of this together. Offenses are done verbally, sometimes mentally, to another great personality or to the elderlies. These are called offenses. Means you have verbally abused something, or you have said something wrong about someone, and these are offenses. These are, even atonement doesn't work. There you have to ask forgiveness from the same personality. If you offend a Vaishnava, you got to go to that Vaishnava to get out of that the sinful reaction. So offenses are, one has to be very, very careful. That's why we chant all 10 offenses every day, so that Vaishnava, if offense is done, means all our chanting is gone for that day. More we do, it will compound it. So very bad. Sins. What are sins? If you kill someone, killing, or if you poison someone, if you burn someone's property, or if you trouble someone unnecessarily, tease someone unnecessarily, these are the sins. Wrongdoings are something you are going out of the way and with mental speculation, you probably go against the scriptures or against the request of your elderlies. It's a wrongdoing you're doing. So, atonement is for everything except the Vaishnava Aparadha. Vaishnava Aparadha, you got to go there to the Vaishnava for forgiveness, so got to be very, very careful. So, for all other sins, atonement. So, Maharaj Parikshit asked, please tell us how one can avoid going to the hellish planet. So Sridhar Goswami said, until one atones for their sins, they will continue to circle in the cycle of birth and death, and in hell or heaven. But for performing good karma to counteract sin, it may eradicate some committed sins but it cannot eradicate the tendency to commit sins in the future. So future activities, fruitive activities or speculative knowledge cannot independently liberate anyone. So if you commit sin, and then we say, okay, we ask Panditji to come at home, do some puja, do some karm kand, so it won't. Or sometimes we go to the Ganga river and then we take bath in the Ganga. You say all our sins are gone. Yes, sins are gone, but your tendency is not gone. Tendency to further sins is not gone, it's still there. And sometimes we go to the Tirth Yatra, you go to the pilgrimage, you think all your sins will be gone, but tendency is still there. So the root cause is the tendency to commit sin over and over and over, life after life after life, till we meet a saintly personality in our life. Till we meet a Vaishnava in our life. Then this cycle stops, can stop. So, one must acquire Tattva Gyan. One must acquire Tattva Gyan, the essence of spiritual knowledge and knowledge of self, who we are. Practice material detachment, properly engage in Bhakti Yoga to serve the Supreme Personality, Shri Krishna, and his pure devotees. So by doing so, all accumulated sin can be eradicated. So, again, what is atonement? Atonement is a process to recognize, please listen this carefully. Atonement is a process to recognize / accept one's sins or wrongdoings and voluntarily performing austerity or corrective action to purify one's heart, which will avoid one from going to the hellish planet. So it's a process. What is that process? So there are different processes, like there's a karma marg, there's a gyan marg, there's a bhakti marg, these are also yogas. Karma yogas, I think we heard the devotee the other day. Karma marg is because we misunderstood the karma marg, and as a result, and nobody is following the process as is supposed to be. So karma is not going to take us out of this. Gyan marg is for yogis, sannyasis, excuse me, those personalities. And only thing is bhakti yoga, which in English we say devotional service. Bhakti yoga, devotional service. That is the one which can help us. How devotional service can help us? And we'll talk about this. So, Canto 6, the Vedic name of Canto 6 is Poshan, taking care of Jivatma, pious Jivatma. To Krishna, so a conditioned soul commits many sins, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. But the Supreme Personality, out of His causeless mercy, continue to protect us and forgive us as long as we do not deliberately repeat the same mistake, same sin again. Engaging in unaware devotional service can uproot the weeds of sinful reaction and therefore considered as the highest, most effective process of atonement. Unaware devotional service. Unaware. Un means not, aware means mixed. Not mixed of anything. Clean. If that devotional service is in practice, then what is devotional service? Quickly. Devotional service is any activity we do to please Krishna or his devotees is a devotional service. Also, when we say Krishna, we are Jivatma. So anything we do for pleasure of our soul is also devotion, means chanting the holy name. So we should remember this. So in Vaishnava tradition, atonement typically includes voluntary giving up sense enjoyment. So listen to this. In Vaishnava tradition, atonement typically includes voluntarily giving up sense enjoyment and giving mind and senses in devotional activity, asking for forgiveness, giving charity, speaking truthfully, practicing non-violence, following the Bhagavatam principle, and chanting the holy name. So usually devotees do that. In the material world, people say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I made this mistake. I did this for this. I was not. My intention was not this." This is the atonement in the material world. But that doesn't work in the code of Yamaraj. So what does it work? What works is the chanting of the holy name. That's the key. Within the devotional service, chanting, remembering of Krishna all the time, and chanting His holy name, and not to repeat the sins again. Your sin will be gone. So let's understand how the sin works so how the karma and sins work together. We talked about before, as well I'll repeat that again. So when someone takes birth, it comes with, just imagine, comes with 3 buckets. We all have 3 buckets. We all have 1 bucket, and then second bucket is created at the time of birth. Third is when we start doing our activities. So first one is sanchit karma. Sanchit means accumulated from many, many births. So we have so much karma for many, many, good and bad, all together. So out of that, second bucket at the time of birth, prarabdha has been assigned for this life. Is made of 3 things. One is his age. Second is which family one will take birth, which school he is going to take birth. Third is his karma, what he is going to do in this life. So 3 things are given at that time of birth, which is called prarabdha. Everyone, even a great personality, even the pure devotee goes through all this. Everyone goes through with prarabdha. So, and then when the karma we develop in this life, that's called kriyaman. We develop good one, so that our bucket is full of good ones. Prarabdha, we have to exercise that in this life. But pure devotees, for that, is very minimized because they can tolerate all that. If you see an example, Srila Prabhupada, sometimes he has toothache, sometimes so these are all, one goes through all this. But pure devotee does not care about all this. They take this very lightly. And they never ask Krishna, "Oh, fix my tooth." No. Pure devotee will never do that. They will take whatever prarabdhas come to them. We can see in the life of other pure devotees. It always comes. So, so this is the prarabdha. So when one takes initiation from a pure devotee, the sanchit karma becomes 0. You know, this is why I say Guru takes all your karma. The sanchit basket becomes 0. Empty. Prarabdha you have to do this life. So then you start doing good karma all the time. Right? And then you go back home. So then you don't have to worry about this bucket. You only you doing good activities. The minute you start doing bad, then your kriyaman bucket become filled with good and bad, then becomes sanchit for your next life. Again, so that's the thing. So this is the karma story. Coming back to this, hellish planet, in our Brahmand, just give you a quick picture of what it is. So in our Brahmand, we have 14 planetary system. Then we have Anantalok, Shishna, and then we have Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. On this side, according to Bhagavatam, there's a hellish planet, and there are 26 types.
28. 28 or
28, sorry.
28.
Thank you. 28. So 28, hellish. So, and then we have Triloki, Bhuvasva, and then 4 upper planets. And above that is your old stars and Dhruv and on one side there is Nakshatra and the Shumra Chakra, and then there's on one side is Shiva Dakshaya Vishnu. And then here is local law, which holds the light, sunlight, to control the Bhuvasva. So they lit, all these 3 planet systems are lit by the sun, same sun. So this is how our Brahman is. So how to not to go to the lower planetary system or to the sinful, to get the punishment for the sinful activity, what one should do, one has to go through the process of devotional service, chanting of the holy name, attentively and purely, without offense. Then all your karma in the good bucket, in the Kriyaman bucket, becomes good. So when we leave the body, we do not take birth again. So our goal is to make prarabdha we have to go through anyways, regardless what, because it's from the past. It's been given to us without our choice. So this is our choice. We can do good karma and make this Kriyaman full of good and pious and pure goodness, so that we can come out. And if we have committed any bad karmas in there, to weed out those is the chanting of the holy name and to do the devotional service. And a whole bucket full of good activities. So far so good. Right?
Prabhu, this is a very interesting topic. Is it okay to ask questions during this? Because so that we understand right there.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sometime it is, okay, go ahead.
Because it is such a deep topic and very, very interesting, and thank you.
So because the point is, if you give lecture, you give pravachan here, and if you don't get it and don't make, if it is not used in your daily life, what good is that?
Yes, Prabhu.
It's just memorizing a verse. So what? I know 20 verses. Somebody knows 800 verses. So what? But it has to know one. If you know one verse, one song, to be done purely, you're done. Your Kriyaman bucket become full of pure goodness, pure goodness. Then Krishna will protect you along the way. Then you are just a body. He is the driver. Till then, you are conditioned. Go ahead.
Prabhu, thank you. Kriyaman karmas that we do in this life, so they don't affect this life, right? As what my understanding.
No, there's accumulation.
It's an accumulation for your next life.
Accumulation sometimes affects, but most of the time for the next, you're accumulating that karma, good or bad.
So we see a lot of people who are like into wealth, they are very rich, famous, but still doing sins. So, but nothing is impacting them in this life. So technically they are just building it for their next life.
It depends upon what kind of karma it is. Some do affect immediately, some next life. That detail is not discussed in Bhagavatam. So I cannot speak on that. Which karma, that's science, that's astrology. That is not discussed, but this is there. So your goal is to make this whole thing, some karma effect right away. Some karma takes long time, some karma next life.
Okay. So prarabdha karmas affect this life. What happens to the sanchit karmas in this life?
So from sanchit, only prarabdha come. 3 categories of prarabdha, 3 categories of karma come. One, how long you're going to live, age. Second, which family, which gotra you're going to take birth in.
Yeah.
Third, what activities, karma you will do here.
So that comes from sanchit.
You will become a scientist or a devotee or this or that. That karma, those 3 things come from this bucket
Sanchit.
into this in prarabdha.
Prarabdha.
And then you have to execute all that. You have no choice. This is what you are given. And then sometimes you say, oh, he's born with a silver spoon. He's born as a devotee. This is all
Sanchit karma.
such a good karma. Krishna says, okay, now you have done so many activities. This life you do this. This is your prarabdha of this life. And then you accumulate all the good karmas in your kriyaman, and then you go back home. This is the picture you see. So I just want to explain further. So how do we do the atonement? Example is Ajamir. So far we just learned the planetary system, and we learned what is the best way to practice this thing. Bhakti Yoga. Within Bhakti Yoga, we do Bhakti Yoga is devotional service. English we say Bhakti Yoga, Sanskrit Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so how do we do it? Engaging in unallied devotional service, chanting of the holy name, purely or attentively, without offense, and do all those activities. Then all your bad karma in this Kriya one bucket becomes eradicated. You're left with only good, and then you go back home.
Prabhu, because of prarabdha karmas, somebody is born in a Shudra family, example, and he's involved into all these activities. Because of prarabdha karmas, he has to go through this. How would he create these good kriyaman karmas? Is it just the mercy of somebody coming in his life?
If a soul, conditioned soul, meet a Vaishnava, then there's a signal, this is your end of your cycle of birth, and that is coming. If you meet a pure devotee, that's a sign. Your end of cycle of birth and death is coming, if you take it seriously. That's a signal. If you meet just a sadhu, that's a pious activity. You are engaging in pious activity. If a saint come in your life, saint come in your home, that should be welcomed with both hands. Because that is the ultimate goal, coming to you without you doing anything. So that's the answer to your thing. So, so how do we do this? Ajamil, it's a story of Ajamil. So, Ajamil was a resident of, in today's, we say, Kannauj, it's in UP, Uttar Pradesh. This is where he used to live. He was a Brahman, pious Brahman. Knows the Shastras and everything very well. He had 9 children prior to falling into the lusty desire. He was carrying his occupational duties. Once he, on the request of his father, he went to the forest. He saw a prostitute engaged with a lower class in some illicit activities. So this 88-year-old, his lust awakened. So this is why saintly personalities say a devotee should not, even if they say animals engage into these kind of activities, one should move your head, should not see. One should not see all these activities, should avoid. Because lust can attack anyone at any age. Ajamil is an example. At age of 88, he engaged into this thing, and then he became so lusty that he let his wife and father to leave the home. He asked them to leave the home, so he went with a prostitute. So one day, some Brahmanas came to the village, and some villagers, or jokingly, sent those Brahmanas. They were looking for some food stuff from a Brahman. They sent him to Ajamil's home. And Ajamil was so ashamed to see them. His head was down, and he doesn't want to see the face, cannot face. So finally, he came to the door, and he started kind of crying at that time. He said, "I am fallen, please protect me. I am into all kind of, I have fallen down from my Brahminical culture, so please help me." So saints are usually very merciful. Out of those group of saints, one of them was an astrologer. So he said, "You will have a 10th child, his son, name is Narayan." And he left. And the group left. So he had a 10th child, and he remembered that, and he named Narayan. He was playing with Narayan all the time calling Narayan, Narayan, chanting Narayan's name, unknowingly, that the benefit of Narayan. Because he has done so many pious activities in the past, so that's his bank balance in the Kriyaman. Good activities a lot. There were some bad in there. So I'm just going with that example, right? So at the time of death, Yamdutas came and they want to take the soul of Ajami. Because body is still half conscious and he chanted Narayan, Narayan, calling his son. Son of the Vishnu Dutas appeared on the scene and they start arguing. You cannot take this child. So so now body. I'm going to stop right here and explain you. There are 5 types of bodies. There are 5 types of bodies. So I'll take you to there. So you should, when Yamdutas came, which body they are talking to? Explain to you. So first one is so first is there are 5 types of bodies. Stool body. So I'm sitting here is a stool body with everything, all parts together. Stool body. Krishna's stool body. This Brahman, this is considered as a stool body for this Brahman. So stool body is made up of 18 elements. Panch Mahabhut, Panch Jnanendriya, Panch Karmendriya, and Tanmatra, and 5 pran. Some says 21, some says 18. So I'm going to explain both of them. And mind, man, buddhi, ankar. 3 of these, including Vidyatma. So this is our stool body has. Stool body has 5 Panch Mahabhut, earth, water, air, fire, sky. Jnanendriya, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Karamendriya, hand, legs, stomach, evacuation outlets and genitals. Tanmatra or Shab Tanmatra, we call it smell, taste, form or color, touch and sound. And 5 pran, apan, saman, udan, vyam. These are 5 types of prans. So these and man, buddhi and ankar makes it 24. And Atma is there too, so it becomes 24 elements, which is sitting in this body. According to majority of the scholars and the acharyas. And also according to Sri Krishna when he was asking to Uddhava. So he says 24 is highly accepted. Then second body is, this is the first body. So hear very carefully this, very important subject matter. It took me a long time to put this together. So second one is Sukshma body. Sukshma body is invisible body. During our living state, we have Chit, Man, Buddhi, Ankar. This is short, we call it the Chit, the Sukshma body. When we die, at that time, just before death, they say, just before death, we take a body called Yatna body, a conditioned soul. I'm not talking about the elevated soul or liberated soul. A conditioned soul, it take another body called Yatna body for a few minutes. In there we have Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, and Pranvayu, and mind, intelligence, and ego. This is all in Sukshma state. It's 18 elements in Sukshma state. They travel with the body. till lands to the next body. So what happens? It comes out from our body. These 18 elements goes to the yatna body. Yatna means travel, traveling body. This body is going to travel and go through the sins, punishments, and all that stuff. So it goes through that. So that body and that body that travels, it does not die, but takes the punishment. So Sukshma body is classified to one within us while we are living. One, the other one is when we at the time of death, during the yatna body. So we talked about Sthul body, then we talked about Sukshma body, and third is the yatna body. Yatna is only in transit body or traveling body before it lands somewhere. After taking all this, the fourth one is Karan body. Karan body. So at the time of annihilation, suppose annihilation happens right now while we speak. What happened to all of us? So all our souls with our vasana, only vasana, goes and sit in Mahavishnu, sits in there till in a dormant state till we take the next birth again. That's Karan body. Karan body is only with vasana. Remember, 5 things never dies: Jeev, Ishwar, Kram, Maya, and Kala. They never dies. Never annihilates. So vasana never dies. So it stays with the Jeev. So when we take the Karan body, these two travels and sit there in long time till the next cycle of creation starts. That takes birth again, and that takes the birth according to Sanchit Karma, according to the Vasana. At that time, Vasana is the Sanchit Karma. So then it takes birth. The last one is Turiya body. Turiya means delivered. Or sometimes we say Siddha body. Ye Siddha ho gaya. Siddha Mahapurush. So Siddha body. The Turiya body. Those, they don't go through all this. They go straight from this Sthul body, straight to there, to back to Godhead. Or they go, sometime they go to the Siddha Lokas. There are 4 operating planet systems. From there they go to the Vaikuntha planet. If I had the TV, I could have shown you that in picture. I draw by hand all that, whole thing, so that you can see the whole thing, whole Brahmand, whole upper planetary system, whole 8 avarnas and all that stuff. How the spiritual world and material world looks. Next time, some other time. So Turiya body is the body that a delivered body. So again, it travels with the vasana. His vasana is, remember the Kriyaman, full of unalloyed devotion. So that he goes and practice that unalloyed devotion. You see, he goes and practice that. It's very scientific. This explanation is very scientific. This is the 3 types of karma is in the book called it's called Govinda Bhashya, verse 333. It explains all that in there. So Turiya body, so Sthul body, Sukshma body, Yatna body, Karan body, and Turiya body. These are 4 times. At that time, Ajamil took the body of
Yatna body.
Because he wants to travel. So he took the Yatna body. At that time, some consciousness is there. At that time, when Yamadutas and Vishnudutas, when they were talking, Arjuna was listening to all this. He was listening. Krishna made him to listen because remember, his bucket of good karma is bigger than his bad karma. So Krishna made him listen. And this is the example of Pushan. Krishna is giving this Jivatma a chance to correct himself. See, this is why it's very scientifically put together in Bhagavatam. Each verse, each canto is put together very scientifically, one after another. So going back to canto 6, Excuse me.
So drink some water.
Yeah, thank you. Vishnu Dutas, they were asking, they said, why are you taking Ajamil? They were asking, why are you taking the soul of Ajamil? He said, because this is the message, or this is the direction from our master. He said, okay, if that is so, explain me, what is dharma? He said, any activities described according to Varnashram and according to the scriptures is religion. The rest is all adharma. He's chanting the name of Narayan. Do you know what that means? He said then the Yamdutas went back to Yamalok, and then they explained the whole story to Yamaraj. And in the meantime, he is sitting here, and then Ajamil, Yamdutas did not take him back to God at that time. They gave him life again. He came back into the consciousness, give him another chance. And he started, and at that time he realized his wrongdoings, his sins, because then he gave up everything. He went to Haridwar. There he did the unallied devotional service, and with that unallied devotional service, he became so pure. Same four Vishnudutas came back, and he went back with them as a fifth Vishnudut. Right? So Ajamil was actually a saintly personality. So Brahman Ajamil ki jai.
Yeah.
So what we learn from him, this episode of Ajamil is, by doing the unallied devotional service, by doing the chanting of the holy name, one's bad karma get eradicated, and one is left with only good karma. So engage in devotional service, Ajamil was indulged in all kind of nonsense, and then when he, after having the chat between Yamdut and Vishnudut, he gave up all that stuff. Krishna gave him another chance, then he left his body and back to Godhead. And that's serving, there he starts serving the worship. So Ajamil did this. Story of Chitraketu. Same thing. Purvashya Pururva. Same thing. Atonement. Chitraketu atonement. Here. So, and also, when Lord Balaram was on the pilgrimage, when he dethroned, I don't want to use the word, he killed. I would want to use the word killed, because Romerson was also a saintly personality, but he was giving the mixed philosophy, and Lord Balaram did not like it, and he offended Lord Balaram because he did not stood up. The main reason was because he was not clearly explaining the Bhagavad. So he was let go, and then his son Romershani Sut. So father name Romershan Sut, and his Romershani Sut. Romershani Sut, we call him Sutta Goswami. So that's his name, Sutta Goswami. He was thrown there, and then he started speaking on this. And then Brahman said, "You are the supreme. You are the supreme. But we are doing our duty. We ask Romershan Sut to recite the scriptures for us. And you have killed a Brahman. Or actually he was not Brahman, but he was a I would say Vaishnava at that time, but he was a little bit mixed in philosophy. So he said, you have committed a sin. So we beg you to please atone for your sin. They asked Lord Balaram, and then Lord Balaram says, okay, I will do that. He continue his pilgrimage. Just to realize the sinful activity. Just to please the Brahmins. So see, Krishna will do anything to please Brahmins. So even Lordship has done the atonement. So many examples in Bhagavad. These are the few of them are very important ones one should know. So what we learn from this, Bhagavad. So what we learn from this is the last two verses of Bhagavad. 12, 13, 23, 22 and 23. That summarized the whole Bhagavatam. So, what Sukadeva Goswami says? Nam Sankirtanam Yasya Sarvapapo Pranashanam Prana Dukham Nashtam Nami Hari Param. Nam Sankirtan Yasya Sarvapapo Pranashanam. Nam Sankirtan destroy all sins. So this is the essence of Bhagavatam. And it is the process to do the atonement. Nam Sankirtana Jasya Sarvapapa Pranashanam Nama Dukkha Nashtam. So it eradicates all sins, and you become dear to Lord Hari. So please, so says Sri Krishna, please grant us pure devotional service as your lotus feet, life after night, life after life, where I chant your holy name. I offer my respectful obeisance to you. Combination of chanting of your holy name will destroy all sinful reaction by showering your pure bhakti onto aspiring devotee. So, takeaway for today's is Nam Sankirtanam. Destroy all sins, committed knowingly or unknowingly. Wrongdoings, disrespect to the others, destroys everything. So the devotee becomes free, and all he has to worry about is Kriyaman bucket. Accumulate good. This one is gone. Sanchit is zero. Prabhu, you have to do it. You are doing it. So because you are a devotee, you are very careful now. So this bucket you have to fill with the good karma. And then from there, your route is going back home. Simple. Logic. Very simple to understand.
There are two questions.
No question.
The past karma we are suffering this world, right? Why we go to hell?
We just talked about why we go to hell. Because activities we have performed, some sinful activities we have performed, which qualify as sinful according to our scripture. It may not qualify because we may think, oh, this karma is because I said sorry to such and such person, I apologize, and this and that. It is good between conditioned souls, but it's not good according to the scriptures. So one has to go to the sinful reaction.
We are already suffering, right?
No, then more suffering. Because we are committing more sins, more suffering. This sin, this suffering is due to our prarabdha, which carries from past life. And now we are accumulating more bad karma. So our bucket is getting more bigger and bigger. I think you missed the first part. We will talk about the karmas.
So if the bucket is more, then we go to hell. If it's less, we take birth.
Not less, it has to be zero. It's a zero tolerance in that bucket. That has to be a pure goodness. Then you go back home. If that has only one, Kesapachami, he was given another chance to eradicate all those sins. by by becoming a pure devotee, chanting the holy name, giving up everything. Chittaketu, so many examples. They've all been given another chance. That's portion. Krishna taking care of devotee. He takes care of devotee. We do not see, but he does take care of devotees through many means.
Why do we not remember the sufferings?
Huh?
Why do we not remember the past sufferings?
We don't remember. That's a law of. That's the. That's the law of karma. You don't. You only few, 1 in billion will probably remember his past life. Usually people don't remember their past life.
And if we don't remember the sufferings, how do we remember? And punishment is for.
Punishment. So what you have to do in this life. So what? Very good question. So how do we know? My past life was good, and I'm giving a wrong a chance here, sent here. Maybe was it wrongly done? No. So what we got to do it, since we take birth here, according to our prarabdha. Remember, prarabdha is made of 3 things. One is how long you're going to live, which family or gotra you're going to take birth in. Third is what type of karma you're going to perform, good or bad. So if you born with some karma, sometimes people engage in all kind of nonsense. Sometimes people become devotee at the age of 5. So because their prarabdha is given without our choice. This prarabdha is given to us with 3 things. But then we accumulate kriyaman, which is good karma, that carries forward. If that bucket is, if you have a pure devotee as your savior in this life, as your guru or guide in this life, it takes all your previous karma, which is sanchit karma, becomes 0. Prarabdha you're going through, and sanchit so kriyaman you have now getting a good ones. You go back. If you ask why I'm going through this, you are going through this because you are prarabdha. Why prarabdha? Because Krishna decide. At that time, your birth being decided based upon you will get these 3 things. This is not our choice. We are born with this. We cannot question our birth. This is how we are. So what can we do? So we did some damage in the past, and we are going through some good or bad. So we are assembled in this room here. We must have done some very, very good karma. Krishna Bhakti does not come Krishna Bhakti does not come with good karma. It only comes with the association of a pure devotee, blessing of a pure devotee. If you have a pure devotee in your life, you will get into the Krishna consciousness. Good karma will give you heaven and all the other stuff, material things.
You're already Krishna conscious, right?
If you're Krishna conscious, only when you come at the lotus feet of a pure devotee, which in our case is Srila Prabhupada, when you come in the association of a pure devotee, then you can, if you follow correctly, then your path means now Krishna wants you to come back. You've been going through the cycle for unlimited time. You have gone through many kalpas. Now he wants you to come back. Then he puts you in the association of a pure devotee. Then once you are in a pure devotee association, that not because of I have done good karma or I have brought some panditji and did some good puja at home. No, puja does not work. This coming to the lotus feet of a Vaishnava is due to the blessing of a devotee, not due to my karma, not due to my prarabdha. Is because in your prarabdha it is said you're going to meet a pure devotee. If you miss a chance, gone. So that's why you come in association of a pure devotee. Do not miss your chance. This is a chance to come out of this cycle of nonsense, which we don't see nonsense because everything is comfortable. Okay, but some do see this is not a place for a sober person. So then they come into lotus feet of a pure devotee, and then karma story is gone. Then you go with the pure vasana in Krishna's seva. Your vasana is to serve him unconditionally, unalloyed service. That's your vasana. You go there, you serve it. Either in his lok or where Nitya Leela is happening. Usually devotees do not want to go either place. They want to go, actually devotee wants to go where Krishna is having his pastime. Devotees don't want to go to Golok. They want to go where Krishna is having his pastime.
Yes.
Where Leela is happening. It's happening just 5,000 acres here, sometime some other planet it is happening. So devotees want to go where Krishna's pastime is happening. Take birth from a gopi and serve there Krishna. Very few, majority Vaishnav in Raga Bhakti. I'm not talking Vidhi Bhakti. In Raga Bhakti, all devotees want to serve him unconditionally. It is in their blood. And they want to be with him all the time. They don't think of Golok. To go Golok, you think, in Golok, in Vaikuntha, there is no birth. You created. Entities get created. So you don't want to be there because their activity is not there. Krishna's childhood is not there. Krishna's naughty activities are not there. His birth is not there. So devotees say, I want to be there where Krishna is having his pastime. He's naughty. He's doing so many other things like Vrindavan pastime type. So they want to be there. So that's a higher taste. That's when you develop that taste. When you have association of Rag Bhakti, Rag Nugas. When you have that. Rag Bhakti. So any other question?
Prabhu, I have a question. After you.
Yeah. No, an individual soul who has no knowledge of what is Krishna conscious, and such personality, how he gets an association of a pure devotee, and even if he gets the association of pure devotee, how he will understand all these technicalities?
Very good point. All these technical things we talked about, because this is why Srila Prabhupada emphasized people to read Gita. He doesn't want to go in that detail. Gita first. People, once you understand Gita, then eventually, because you have an association of a pure devotee, your consciousness will awaken. Then you will ask question to yourself. When you ask question to yourself, you will come to this stage to answer all these questions. You want to know all this stuff. This insignificant Das had this been in ISKCON 40 years. But last 10 years, I've been having so many questions to myself. First, Bhagavatam was written. Who spoke Bhagavatam? So many vaches. When was this done? And there is Sukadev Vacha, and there is Sutu Vacha. But it was written by Vedvyas. At that time, Sukadev was not there. Sutji was not there. What happened? So all these questions I have. So all this, everything become unfold by the mercy of a devotee. Automatically comes. All you got to do is first come in the association of a pure devotee. Pure devotee means books, temples, or other devotees who are preaching his philosophy. Come in their association. Once you come in association and your heart is pure, these questions will come from within, and then you will approach other personalities to answer me these questions. Please explain me this. Then eventually you will come to that stage and you want to know all of it. And then, just give you an example. When I was summarizing Bhagavatam, I was writing Bhagavatam on summary of each chapter. I had many questions, and I'm talking about a couple of years ago. I had many questions. I said, when do I have? So I talked to one realized personality in Vrindavan, and he said, okay, all your questions been already answered by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. So please stop Bhagavatam, go to Chaitanya Charitamrita and read Madhya Leela. So then I stopped. So this is how the guide from within. No one told me. So from within it comes. So if from within, you will connect to someone and they will guide you what to do. And then answer black and white answer right there. Or majority of my question, right? Answer that. You can still discuss. I still discuss with devotees. Okay, still doesn't make sense. Still discuss. And if with pure heart, if you sit down and with pure heart, I'm telling you this is true. Some people won't believe it is true, but it is true. If you sit down and start asking Prabhupada, you have written this, I don't understand. You have written, but I don't understand. What do I do? This doesn't make any sense to me. You will get an answer, guaranteed within 24 hours. You will get an answer. There has to be purity in there. That crying, you must be crying for that thing. The tears must be in your eyes. That you are bewildered. You want some 20 within 24. I guarantee. So this is a past. Once you meet a pure devotee, after that everything becomes automatic, line after line, or things start connecting one to another, and you will start getting the answer. Everything becomes so clear to you, so clear.
He is such personality. Somehow or the other, get connected with a devotee. He doesn't know whether it's a pure or not. He doesn't know. Simply got attracted. Probably that attraction might have here by some Agyata Sukriti, somehow or the other.
Some prarabdha has this.
Yes.
Prarabdha has some that you will.
Since the soul is a part and parcel of Krishna, somehow the Krishna gives many chances and opportunity for the individual soul to get connected. Sometimes he won't understand at all. So when he gets connected, it's a fact that in a Paramatma he gives the guidance.
100%. Once you are okay, one thing I give you for granted: all souls in this room. If anyone outside connect to any one of the, I can give you in writing, that person will become Krishna conscious. All of you here, everyone here has some Krishna consciousness in them. Maybe this one, everyone has. So, if someone connects with anyone, that's the start. So, that start, how that works, that invisible. If someone asks, can you clarify this? It doesn't work like that. In Krishna's 1 plus 1 could be 11. Doesn't have to be 2. So we cannot challenge that. We got to accept how much our acharyas has given to us. We have to have faith in them and take it and do it. We have done, so many devotees have done in the past, which is in the books. Also practically we have seen many devotees. Sometimes a sadhu says something, becomes true like this. What is that magic behind this? It's all invisible things happening behind the scene. Any other question?
Prabhu, you mentioned something about atonement can clear your sins, but the tendency...
atonement will vanish, will eradicate all the tendency to commit sins.
So that's what I'm trying to understand, Prabhu. And I'll just give you 2 examples. Prabhupada had one guru and he had many other god brothers.
Siksha.
Why only one Prabhupada? Why not all of them become Prabhupada? Because I'm just trying to understand that he was the only one who could create and finish that tendency.
Sometimes Krishna...
And same thing, when Prabhupada came to US, all these hippies, in that park, there were more than 500, 600 hippies. Why only 50, 60?
Okay, so here's the answer.
Eradicated that tendency to become...
No, Krishna, Prabhupada was sent for a different purpose. Okay. Sent for the purpose not to eradicate sin for 1 or 2 hippies. Eradicate to sin for whoever sees him on this planet.
But not everybody got that.
Everyone got it, but who could not hold on to it, they fall down.
So that tendency did not go.
Because they did not follow the instruction properly.
So that's what I'm trying to understand. So tendency, how does tendency goes?
Tendency goes if you follow the atonement is a process to remove the tendency. The tendency is removed when you follow the instruction as written, as given, as prescribed. If you start doing the atonement but doing your own way, you say, I'm going to Haridwar, dip in Ganga because my parents have done this thing, my sin. Yes, but tendency won't go.
Mixing. There's no mixing.
Tendency will only go by chanting the holy name and associating with devotee, devotional service. That's been given, that's been the essence. Nam Sankirtanam Jasya Sarv Papo Pranashanam. Nam Sankirtan. That's the 18,000 verses is summarized in one verse. At the end, the very last verse of the Bhagavatam says, Nam Sankirtan. Sarv Papo, Papo means sins. Eradication of sins through the holy name. So we have to remember this. So takeaway for today is Nam Sankirtan with unconditional, unalloyed devotion. Not doing any aparadh or sins.
See, Roma Harshan is such a personality. How he disrespected the Supreme Lord. He knew everything.
Romashan? Romashan was a disciple of Vedavyas. And Vedavyas he has given his 4 Vedas to 4 disciples and history to Romashan Sutra. He divided into 5 sections. So Romashan was not an ordinary person because he was.
He disrespected the Supreme Lord.
But that was one thing. According to our acharyas, because he was speaking the mixed philosophy, not pure philosophy, and disrespect. So our acharyas paid more attention toward mixed philosophy. Why are you preaching mixed philosophy? So Lord Balaram didn't like it. So actually he did not. He was also a devotee, a disciple of Vedavyasji. He was not an ordinary person. So he was sometimes, we read the expression killed. I would use the word killed. He was let go from there, and then he went to higher planetary system, and then whatever the cycle is, and then he put his son Brahmarshani to speak on this. So why this is Lord Balaram is doing it? So this is what Vishnu Chakravarti explained. People who are following Vishnu Chakravarti, then this is how they explain this thing. So we have to respect every devotee. Anybody's name in the Bhagavatam, you must respect. Could be an asura, could be a demon, could be a devotee, could be a pure devotee, could be a yaksha, or anyone. You have to respect all of them. They are not ordinary people. Thank you very much.
Prabhu, one last question. Sorry. You mentioned about the yatna body. So somebody died and he's in that yatna body going through, but their son is performing a shraddh here, doing some karmic activities. How would that benefit go to this yatna body?
The yatna body do take, when it goes to the 28 hellish planet, it needs some water, it needs some other things. So it takes that offering at that time. This has been described. It takes that offering by the sun, it takes that pind or water or whatever in 13 days. It goes through, the way it has been described in other Puranas is, it goes through, for 13 days, it goes through those 28 hellish planet. But this is not our goal is not to go through there. Our goal is to, our bucket of Kriyaman to fill with pure devotional service, pure activities.
Eradicate all those things, re-establish the pure.
Pure, when you chant holy attentively, pure devotional service, you have to worry nothing. It will eradicate by itself. You have nothing to do. Once you are on that path, Krishna takes care.
So at that time, no need of thinking of these 28 lokas or anything.
Nothing. This is for Grasthas to understand how Ajamil, a Grastha like us, was pure and suddenly fell into the lusty desire, how he came out, and how he was given another chance. Why he was given another chance? Because he has so many pious activities in the past, as Krishna being called as a portion. So Canto 6 is portion, taking care of the devotee. He given another chance. So he performed his devotional activities in Haridwar and went back. So Grihasthas, same thing. If any bad karmas left, that can be, Krishna will give another chance quickly, and then you go back. So our focus is Krishna give another chance, or give another body, or give many chance. Does not give a chance, you don't worry about this. It's just to understand. You just continue to do. Karam kiya phal ki chana. So do your activities. Don't worry about what Krishna will give it to you. This is not a transaction between us and Krishna. It's not a transaction. We do this, he will give us this. It's not a transaction. It is unalloyed. Un means no, alloyed means mixed. Mixed, not mixed with anything. If you do a transaction, it mixed with desires. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.